In a world of podcasts, one rises in the night to destroy them all. The elder god in an ocean of noise, the Cthulhu of the airwaves. This is Spoiler Country.
All right, guys, welcome back to Spoiler Country. I'm Kenric and that way. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, I realize it doesn't matter which way you point. I can always fix it in post. It doesn't matter.
That's true.
That is Mr. Horsley, and today on the show, it's finally happened. It's been released officially. Yeah, not leaked. Spider-Man: No Way Home, and it was a big trailer. They gave you a lot to digest. I was surprised. Yeah. It felt like almost a whole scene with Doctor Strange. Yeah, it was interesting. It was. It's kind of funny how many fan theories about this movie were confirmed in this trailer. Yeah. So, are you excited for it? Oh God, yes. Yeah, and apparently it's a 3-hour long movie too. Holy moly! I'm not excited. You're not excited? Yeah, I'm excited, but I'm just like, I don't know. It's just it's not like, it's not the Peter Parker you want. You want old Parker. Yeah, I want an older Parker, but I mean, it is what it is. At least they're not like all the other ones. We kept getting reboots, right? Yeah. Well, no, I guess we didn't. I guess Sam Raimi's Spider-Man went all the way. Didn't he got out of college, right? The third one? I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, it was an adult Peter Parker. Yeah. Yeah, it was more of an adult Peter Parker. That last one was, and then we got the two Amazing Spider-Mans, which what's his name? Garfield, great Spider-Man, but I think you got it right. Yeah, not doing Peter Parker right. But I kind of feel like Tom Holland. Tom Holland has turned into the cool Parker. He is becoming the cool Parker too. But I think that's going to kind of go away with him, his identity being out there. Right. Let's just get this out of the way real quick. In the trailer, they kind of dropped that they are clearly converging the MCU with both of the old Spider-Man universes, right? Because in the trailer, obviously, it ends with Doc Ock, with Alfred Molina reprising his role as Dr. Octopus, right? It looked amazing. That's freaking. He was. I mean, I don't know. Willem Dafoe was great, but I still say that Alfred Molina was better. Spider-Man 2. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is still one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. It's the greatest live-action Spider-Man movie ever made. Yeah, well, yeah, it's definitely that, and I would contend it's one of the greatest just superhero movies. Yeah, it's amazing. So we definitely saw him. They show. I mean, you had Electro. What Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be back in this one. They showed the pumpkin bomb for Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, which is going to be back. Laugh. You heard his laugh. And the laugh, yep. And they showed the lizard in silhouette from the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Did they show him in silhouette? I missed that part. Yep. And there was so Sandman. Going on. I missed it. I was like, I need this like on a 104-foot freaking screen to see everything. Pause it frame by frame. Yeah. And they showed Sandman as well. So I mean, there's going to be all these elements coming in. That's going to be awesome. So it's kind of what a lot of people want, these the good parts of those old movies to be brought into the world, and it feels like they're doing that. I guess talking to you is making me more excited for it. When I watched the trailer, I saw it drop, and it was like it dropped just 3 hours ago, and I'm like, okay. Then I watched it, and then I was like, I don't know, man. I guess I guess it was underwhelming. Yeah, does that make sense? I get what you're saying. It's not what you wanted, but I think that it's going to be. I think when you see it, it's going to be what you want out of this movie. Like I'm super excited for this film. Like I made Katie watch it with me, and her and I talked about it. It's going to be good. Really care about superhero movies at all? She does, just not as much as we do. No, she doesn't though. she watches them. You like it so much, so she's like she pretends, right? But no, I have some predictions. I've been talking with Robert from Bridging the Geek Games about this because him and I talk about trailers and predictions all the time, and he actually has some good thoughts on what's going to happen here. He's always wrong though. He's always wrong, but they're always good. They're always fun, you know. Yeah, they're always fun. He always goes over the top. He has like these crazy theories. When you hear him talking about it, you're like, "Oh, that's all plausible. That could happen. That could happen." And then the movie comes out, and he's always wrong. right. But it's the fun of it. So my thought is I 100% think that they're going to introduce Miles Morales in this movie. Like, we're going to get Miles Morales, right? And I think, because I'm fairly certain we're going to have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire reprising their roles as either Peter Parker and or Spider-Man in this film at some point, right? Because there's no, I can't see him
Tobey Maguire.
What?
Definitely Tobey Maguire.
Well, there's been leaked photos released of Andrew Garfield in costume again. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm hoping both of them. I think both of them. I don't see why they wouldn't do it, right? Because they're going to get a shit ton of money out of it, and two, it's just good fan service. But yeah, my prediction is essentially they're going to introduce Miles Morales. They have to. They don't have to, but they'd be dumb not to. This is the perfect vehicle to introduce Miles Morales, who is right now by far one of the most popular characters out there, right? I mean, Peter Parker's always going to be more, but Miles Morales is like chipping at his bits.
Right.
But I think what they're going to do and what they should do is they should introduce Miles Morales out of Tobey Maguire's world, not out of Tom Holland's, right?
That makes more sense.
Because
that actually makes all the perfect sense to do. Because you can't do that to Tobey Maguire because you could kill off Tobey.
Yeah, kill Tobey.
Yeah.
Like and they're setting up if they bring the Green Goblin back out of that world, in the Miles Morales world, Peter Parker is killed by the Goblin, which is a monsterized version of.
Are they going to have Green Goblin be Willem Dafoe? I mean, Willem Dafoe, is he going to play the Green Goblin, or is he going to come back as a Hobgoblin?
He should come back. What they should do is he should come back as the Goblin, which is the Green Goblin, like monsterized, right?
Yeah.
And they should have James Franco come back as the Hobgoblin.
I always liked the Hobgoblin more than the Green Goblin.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know why. I don't know. When I was a kid, I just liked him better. I don't really have a good reason. I think it's just because the Green Goblin was dead.
Right. He was already dead at that point.
And you saw him in the things, but they kept him dead for a really long time.
And death used to mean something in the comics.
Yeah, he was dead for a long time. And they had the Hobgoblin, and that was the big mystery. Who's the Hobgoblin?
Wasn't it Ned Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It ends up being Ned Leeds. But he was like he was the main antagonist of Peter Parker for a good 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I grew up with. So that's why I always liked him better.
I think they're gonna turn Ned in the MCU into Hobgoblin, the character of Ned, played by the Asian guy. I can't remember his name, but he's
I hope not. He's so good as his sidekick though.
I think they
kind of wish they just would have made a new character for him.
Right.
Because that guy that plays him does a really good job.
He does.
And he's fun. You know what I mean? The scenes with him on it are funny, and they're
great.
And it's not just comedic relief, right? They actually have good chemistry together.
They do. They have him and Tom Holland.
Kind of unfortunate to get to the point where he's the Hobgoblin, and it turns up.
Well, people are speculating he's going to be Hobgoblin because the actor himself has lost a ton of weight in real life, and has gotten into pretty good shape. So people are speculating that he's part of why he's doing that is to play the Hobgoblin, which would be an interesting character development, but we'll see. But back to what I was saying is it'd be perfect if they brought in Tobey and Andrew and they introduced Miles out of, they basically ending it with Tobey's Spider-Man dying from the Green Goblin and Miles Morales. You see Miles Morales like at the end, like just introduce him at the end. Because what I think would be cool, and this isn't going to happen. I know this is too much, right? And they're not going to do this. But what would be cool is if they do all that, right? They introduce the Goblin comes in, Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's character, and then he kills Peter Parker, and you see Miles Morales.
Tobey Parker.
Toby's Peter Parker, yeah.
Yeah, Tobey Parker.
Tobey Parker, yeah. And then
DP.
Right? DP. But then somehow it ends with Tom Holland, the MCU Spider-Man, getting lost in the multiverse, right? Getting lost in a different world. And the next Spider-Man movie is Miles Morales trying to go into the multiverse, getting Spider-Gwen, like kind of like creating the multiverse to find this Peter again.
Kind of like Into the Spider-Verse, but a little bit more.
Kind of like, but reverse it, you know. I know it would be weird to do that because they're doing the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange and Wanda and stuff. And some of this movie's definitely going to bleed into that because, as this trailer shows, this movie 100% opens up the multiverse.
Is this happening as WandaVision is happening?
I'm pretty sure this happens after WandaVision, like in the timeline. Because Loki opened up the multiverse. Loki ended with allowing the multiverse to be there, and then now this trailer it shows Doctor Strange and then Peter messing him up to blowing up the multiverse to converging into the MCU. So what this means,
destroy the Time Alliance or whatever the TVA.
The Time Variance Authority.
Yeah.
But now with what Doctor Strange just did, if they don't fix it by the end of the movie, which I don't think they're going to, I don't think they're going to fix this in the movie. Mm-mm. That has ramifications for pretty much any Marvel movie out there to now have those characters come into the MCU.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, and this is how they're going to introduce the X-Men,
Deadpool, the X-Men, anybody,
and all that. Yeah. This is definitely getting into all that, and
what a cool way to do it too, right?
Yeah, it is a cool way to do it. And Spider-Man should always be the catalyst.
Spider-Man should be their top character in the movies. Should be the number one.
He is in Marvel. Without Spider-Man, you wouldn't have Marvel today.
Without Spider-Man, Marvel had nothing to rival DC for decades.
Yeah.
Like, you can say
the game. That character changed everything.
X-Men was great. They were all great, but nothing could compare to DC except for Spider-Man. When it comes to the dollars and cents.
When you think of the great, there's 4 characters that make up everything.
Yeah.
3 are DC and 1 is Marvel.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You kind of figure it out from that right there who those characters are.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah,
yeah, and you wouldn't have any of the stuff that we have today without Spider-Man. So he should be the catalyst for all of this. And it's gonna be really interesting.
I'm hoping this movie, what I'm hoping this movie will do, because I think Tom Holland has been a great Spider-Man for this version of Spider-Man that they're doing, right? He's an adolescent, he's young, he's learning. I think he's been really good at that. What I'm hoping this movie does with them introducing, Andrew Parker and Tobey Parker into the MCU, that Tom Holland's Peter Parker is able to take from their experience of working with them in this movie for whatever reason and come out of this movie as a more grown-up Parker that is more the what we see in the comics, that what we all expect him to be. I think Tom Holland did a fantastic job doing that high school level Parker, but let's see him move to the next level.
That's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now they could do this movie and then hopefully we get like 3 more with him.
Yeah.
Because you could literally do the next one at his college years.
Do it.
And then the second one can be him and MJ married.
Mm-hmm.
And they could end it on Craven's Last Hunt.
Dude, we need a Craven's Last Hunt movie, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Tom Holland by that time would be old enough and they could do it. Yeah. But now they're talking about doing a Craven movie with, what's his name? The guy that, oh God, he's such a great actor. He's in The Boys. He plays the Billy Butcher in The Boys.
Oh, Carl Urban?
Yeah, Carl Urban.
Dude, put Carl Urban in any character like that, he would kill it. Okay? The dude's great.
Carl Urban as Craven is perfect.
Yeah. Dude, him as Dredd, when he did Dredd.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
And the fact that he agreed to do that movie without taking the mask off, which is one thing most stars would never do, would star in a movie that and not show their face.
Yeah.
And the fact he was able to convey that character with just his mouth.
Yeah.
The dude's great. And he's so good in The Boys, and he's good. I mean, he was good as Dr. Bones. He's good in everything.
Yeah, he's good in everything. Dude, he's the only redeeming quality in Doom the movie.
In Doom?
Yeah. The movie Doom with him and The Rock.
I like that movie. It's so dumb.
It is dumb. Yeah, I love the thing when he gets the adrenaline going and they do the video game thing. It was awesome.
The first part, I love that. I was like, oh my God, this is so great.
It's so cheesy. It's awesome.
It's so cheesy.
But yeah, talking with you now has gotten me more excited for the movie.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they do. It's 3 hours long, man. That's whew.
I mean, it's going to be good. And I'll say this now, like Shang-Chi comes out next week, right?
Yeah.
But Shang-Chi looks phenomenal. I know we haven't talked about it on the show anywhere.
He's getting he's getting good reviews.
Yeah. And it looks incredible.
Yeah, Sam Liu, the character, the actor.
Yeah.
Dude, he's awesome. I'm so excited to see.
It's a role he petitioned for to get and got it and is killing it from what I understand. But my problem is it's only coming out in theaters, and I'm not ready to go back to a movie theater yet. Not especially now with the new variant. So it's going to come out, and I'm not going to see it until they release it on digital. A lot of people. Yeah. Which is
interesting that they decided to do that. Was this a late decision, or did they always say it's only going to be theater only?
I don't know. I think part of it has to do with the release of Black Widow. And all the lawsuit and stuff like that. Is like, well, they don't want to do that again, or I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I just know that I wish they were doing it on Disney Plus. I could watch it at home because I'm with 5 kids here and one who's medically disabled, and I can't risk it there. And
that Delta variant is no joke, man.
Yeah, it's. I mean, granted, we're all vaccinated besides our 2 youngest, but it's still there.
And there's another one. Look up Lambda.
Yeah.
Lambda variant. That's even more scarier than Delta, and it doesn't care about your vaccination.
Yeah. So everybody out there, get vaccinated and wear a mask and let's get through this shit. But
yeah, let's do it.
I'm just worried by December, I'm still going to feel the same way. And so I'm going to have to like either not see it or like go rent out a movie theater and spend $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't cost that much to rent the whole theater out.
Actually, I wonder if we could rent a theater for like us, like our group, and then just have our group go see it by ourselves.
The thing is we got press badges for Emerald City Comic Con, and now it's like, am I going to do it?
Right? Am I going to go? I both got first year they gave us press badges, which is awesome. Thank you, ECCC. Yep. But how are we going to feel in December when it's actually time to go? I don't know. I got people that I've told people that if you're not vaccinated, I can't hang out with you. Same.
I just can't do it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's just like it's too big of a risk.
We were talking last night, and you were like, "Oh, is it just highly contagious? Is it really deadly?" And I'm like, "You know what? The doctor said that kids are catching it, and it is deadly for some kids. Not every kid, obviously, but that's enough for me." I'm like, "That's enough." She's going remote. She's not going back to school until she's good to go.
We don't have the option for remote here. It's in class only, which is weird.
That is weird.
But
well, there you guys go. Our reaction to Spider-Man. We're both excited. It's coming soon. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And then watch for our Shang-Chi stuff coming out soon, because we do have a lot to talk about with that based on what we know today.
And I'm gonna drop a quick little teaser for everybody, Kenric, that I'm not even asking permission to this.
Do it.
We are going to be doing a format change of the show a little bit coming soon. Just a little bit. But all good things. I just want to get that out there, because what's probably going to happen is it's going to happen without any kind of announcement. We're going to figure out what the hell. So this is our soft announcement if we forget to do something else.
Yeah. There you guys go. All right. See you soon.
See ya. Spaghetti. And we're back.
That's right. We are back. Back in the saddle again. Well, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed that as much as we did making it for you. And if you like what you heard and you want to hear more, you got to go check out Spoilerverse.com, because at Spoilerverse.com, we have a plethora amazing directors and artists of all walks of life, and editors and writers. And oh my God, are you a lover of comic books like we are? Then there's so many amazing people from the comic book world over at Spoilerverse.com. And I highly implore you to go there and check it out.
Yeah, and while you're there, you can check out all the other podcasts on our network, like Bridges and Geekdoms and Funny Book Forensics and Haphazard Adventures and Nerds from the Crypt and so many more.
Misery
we put out episodes
Radio.
all the time. Go check all of them out. And check out all of the reviews and previews and articles we have going up every single day for you. Every day on Spoilerverse.com for you to check out and to read and to love and to like and to comment. We have a store link. You want to help support the site? You can do it two ways. One, go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/spoilercountry. Or go to our store link in the middle of the site there and get a t-shirt, a face mask, a hoodie, something, look fly as hell, and help support the site when you do that, because we get $1 or $2. And, maybe you want to talk to us. If you do, you can do it obviously on all the socials, but if you go to scpod.us/Discord, you can join our public Discord server and come chat with us all day long.
I couldn't say it better myself, dude.
There you go.
You just mouthed out a ton of information at once. And really... I hope you guys enjoy what you're hearing, because we're working our butts off to bring it to you.
We are.
I guess there's only one left thing. One left thing? Yeah, I'm going to go with it. There's only one left thing left to do.
What's that?
In an oceans of podcasts,
we are Cthulhu.
As Cthulhu compels you to
open the mind
and read more.
Spaghetti.
What's going on, everyone? Are you still looking for that perfect one-stop shop for all things pop culture? That one place where you can hear hot takes about superheroes, Star Wars, video games, and more? Well, fear not. Bridging to Geekdoms is the place for you. A podcast that focuses on the current rumors, scoops, and controversies within the pop culture world. Hosted exclusively on the Spoilerverse Network, you can find us on any one of your favorite podcatching apps, YouTube, and at Spoilerverse.com. So don't miss out on the excitement. Find us and subscribe now.
Do you you listen to podcasts that sound like this? Hey, welcome back to the Super OK Podcast, where our audio sounds mediocre.
Or do you prefer podcasts that sound more like this? Crisp, clear, fun, easy to listen to, and full of awesomeness? Well, then you should check out Spoiler Country, hosted exclusively over at spoilerverse.com.